Hello there, YouTubers. Here we have a Pioneer model PL-518X record player from the early 1980s, all taken apart on the workbench. This was a recent dump find. Found this one along with the matching cassette deck, which is a CF606, I believe, or CT606. Well, this one today got some service and a good cleaning, which hopefully you can see. Got it all taken apart. This is kind of unusual because it does not open up from the bottom. As a matter of fact, if you try to remove the bottom, you're in for a lot of trouble because all the screws that you're going to find on the bottom are there to hold this stuff in place. So if you release them, that's not going to be good. Well, what you have to do is you have to take off this. You have to take off the platter, and then there is this cover which you can remove. Not necessarily a very service-friendly way of doing it, because if you have some trouble with the arm return mechanism, how are you going to reach that over there? Yep, you'll have to remove this all, and you'll have to take apart the arm and all that. That's certainly not going to be any kind of fun. Luckily, the arm return did manage to start working. Initially, it didn't work, but when I tried it again today, it suddenly started working, and so I'd say that's all good. As you can see, it has a direct drive motor right there, and automatic arm return, as I already said, and this is what makes this so interesting. That's why I fixed it up. This is my only direct drive record player with automatic arm return. Other than the motor and the mechanism for the arm return, we have, as you can see, a little power supply with a regulator on there. It's actually, no, it's a transistor, not a regulator. We have mains input board right there with some orange caps, fuse, and a little transformer. Nothing special. Over here, of course, we have the arm. That's another important thing. The arm, as I was very pleased to find out, has no play in it at all. It's pretty solid. So that's good. I'm not sure what this thing right there is good for. There is a counterweight. I'm not sure what this is doing. You cannot adjust it in any kind of way, so maybe it's just decoration. Anti-skating is over there. Cueing lever right there, or arm elevation, as they call it on this. We have speed adjust and the speed selector right there. 33 and 45, nothing special. The speed was what required a little bit of service, because as the tolerances of parts get bigger over time, the speed starts shifting. And on this record player, it had gotten to a point at which the 33 RPM you could not even adjust anymore using the speed adjustment. It was just off the range of the potentiometer. And 45 was, well, that was kind of all over the place. So I use these speed controls, which are not conveniently located on the bottom. I use this this workbench out here. Excuse the mess. See, this workbench just has a gap in the center of it, so you can do it using that. Access the speed controls on the bottom. So what I did was I found the what appeared to be about the center position of this speed adjust, and then I just adjusted the two potentiometers, 45 and 33, to be about right. It's not exact, like, you know, if you switch from 45 to 33 or vice versa, you will have to do a tiny little bit of tweaking with the speed adjustment, but that's all fine again. I also polished the cover, that's right there. It's not entirely perfect. Still some scratches left over on this thing, but at least it's transparent again, so I'm happy with that. And Where is that? Pioneer. And here we have the back of the unit. So you can see Pioneer for some reason chose to put a huge great big IEC socket on this. That's just over dimension times a million. It looks kind of crazy. The one issue is the cartridge. So you can see it does have the standard head shell, standard mount. Nothing special about that. The unit itself overall is pretty high quality, I'd say. The head shell isn't. Unfortunately, for some reason they decided to make that out of plastic. You can clearly see it's plastic. The cartridge also doesn't seem to be anything too fancy. It's Pioneer branded. You can see how the screws, the mounting screws, just directly screw into the plastic of the cartridge. Never seen that before. Looks kind of weird. Needle on this looks to be some sort of a cheap replacement. Certainly doesn't look very high quality. It's messed up anyways. If you try to play a record on this, the whole thing, the arm just goes sliding all across the record, and that's going to be it. So needle is screwed up anyways. I'll have to see what I can do about that. Here is the underside of the record player. You see where the IEC jack hooks up. It's a metal plate, and then this is the chassis, and as I already said, you better don't be messing with this, because all the screws that you can see, if you release them, it's going to cause a mess. The one problem that this record player has, very common problem, are the feet. Now, here is one of them, and as you can see, it's a construction. I got this plastic cup. There is a spring buried inside of there, which is covered up with this rubber. Now the problem is, the rubber over the years has gone bad. You can see how this is all cracked and looking kind of sad. Now if the record player rests on there, it looks even worse. Look at that. And yes, it does kind of push it in like that, and you can see how badly cracked that is. There's not really something you can do about that. At least I can't think of anything, so yeah. And a lot of these record players, the feet will actually fall off eventually, and you know, people will have to come up with a replacement. It's not the case on this one yet, but it's probably going to happen in the future. And here we have the Pioneer record player all back together, at least for right now. As a temporary solution, I put in the head shell from my old Techniques record player. This is all metal. Has an old Shure cartridge on there with a rather worn conical stylus. Nothing special, but it'll do. Now, I can go and bring it over a little bit. As you can see, strobe light comes on, platter is spinning, and as we bring this over, eventually the automatic return is going to engage, and yeah, there it is, all working. So, thank you for watching, and see you again soon.